Jonathan Little from Little Labs, and I'm showing off at the AES in New York here the new version of the VOG. The VOG was the voice of God that was introduced 2 years ago. And basically what the VOG does is puts a very narrow high Q peak that between 250 and 20 hertz. And everything below the peak is wiped out from the peak to up to 24 dB per octave. So it's basically like a peaking high pass filter. The reason it was called the voice of God, it was originally designed for voiceover work. And then when we heard it on kick drums and tom-toms, we went, man, this thing's cool, because it really can bring out that boom of a kick drum. And also it's great for when you're doing a symphony and you have like a timpani. Let's say you have a decatry or just a stereo miking of a symphony, and you have the timpani way in the back. The thing is flat enough above the peak that you can actually bring that timpani up and bring that orchestra to sound fuller without messing with any of the frequency response of the rest of the orchestra or mucking it up by making it too muddy. Now, the difference between the VOG and the i-vog is the VOG was originally designed for be a 500 series module. The i-vog here is a standalone unit, and but it also has every feature of the VOG, but it also has an instrument input. Now, the internal electronics of the VOG is a very simple circuit that uses a very hi-fi single channel amplifier, which in order to deal with these very low frequencies, and thus to use these polystyrene high quality caps, we make the circuit very high impedance. And the high impedance nature of this felt that it would work well for an instrument input for a passive pickup. So on the i-vog I had room on the chassis, so I stuck it so when you plug in the instrument input, it bypasses the balanced XLR input and goes directly to the i-vog amp, which naturally has a very high input impedance of 3.32 meg ohm, and it also has a gain of 10. And so you get a 10 dB gain and a very high input impedance, pretty much perfect for plugging in a passive bass or a passive guitar. And even though I don't push it so much as a DI, it's nice to be able to just plug into it and you can go, wow, and get some very interesting sounds with the way the unit works. But that's it in a nutshell, the i-vog.